Word. Welcome back to Life Jewels with me, HC the Life Coach, aka Emmanuel Vega, and we're here to talk about how to awaken, reset, and transform your mindset. That way you can have your habit transformed and your life transformed. Why? For more positive, ideal results. Today we're going to talk about how to learn financial literacy in 3 easy steps. I'm like, what does this guy know about financial literacy? Hey, don't worry about all that. I'm going to tell you some simple shit, and if it doesn't make sense, don't follow me. Don't follow me. And if it makes sense, it makes sense. Let me tell you what I know about it, right? My whole life, I never seen my mom go to work. I never seen my dad go to a 9 to 5. So my whole life, I've never seen anyone in my family that I live with physically go to a traditional 9 to 5. And yet somehow, everything was paid. Everything was taken care of. And people used to ask me, what does your mom do for work? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Pero she always had money. She always had money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I never seen that money like that. She had the money. But I used to ask her, like, yo, Ma, what do you do for work? And she'd be like, mind your business, boy. That's none of your goddamn business. I just want to know. I'm curious. I'm getting older. I'm getting to that point. I want to make my own money. I'm not trying to ask you for nothing. I don't want to ask him for nothing. I just want to do me. She's like, boy, look up passive income. Look up residual income. Now, leave me the fuck alone, right? And so that was at like 17, 18. I started studying passive income, residual income. What does that look like? What is that, right? And how do you make money in your sleep? How do you invest your money so that it can grow and work for you, right? Those things I started to pique my mind and be curious. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's possible. So I always had that mentality. My money can be flipped, right? And I realized that when you don't even like BS me. Look around you right now. Look around you. The clothes you're wearing, the stuff that's in your walls, the things that belong to you, like your chairs, your desk, all those things someone sold. So you can sell something, right? And so I started studying sales. I started studying passive income, residual income. I looked up Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, As a Man Thinketh. There's so much more. The little book that make you riches, right? The Law of Success. There's so much. Like, I have a whole plethora of books in my library that I'm reading, and they all teach you the different fundamentals of how to get rich, and it's pretty much similar. And so I'm going to teach you how you can get rich or increase your income in at least 3 easy steps. So if you don't know how to make money, I'm going to teach you how to make money. If you don't know how to flip your money, I'm going to teach you how to flip your money. And if you don't know what is necessary in order for you to actually have higher income, I'm going to teach you that as well. In order to lead, you must first follow, right? So I had to do what I had to do to study and see how work frames are set up so other people can actually teach me the right ways to lead other people. So here we are. And the first person you got to lead is yourself. So now, here we go. So before I continue, I got some papers that I wrote down. Money is nothing without purpose, right? Money is nothing without purpose. I had to write this down because I didn't want to tell you guys some information that is genuinely from my core that I didn't agree with fully, and I didn't want to mess it up, right? I don't want to miss out on any information. So money is nothing without purpose, in my opinion. Let me explain. I could have been filthy rich, keyword filthy. I also can be rich without having any products, like without having my own products. I could just sell you whatever the hell is out there, like this ukulele, like this picture on the wall, this paint that's making the wall, this whiteboard, the markers that go for the whiteboard, the cleaner that goes for the whiteboard, all those things. But there's no purpose in that for me. If I put my mind to it, but I want to leave something in this world, something that's valuable, something that's great. So that's why I'm working on a book called From the Real You to the Ideal You. How to awaken, reset, and transform your mindset, habits, and life for positive, ideal results. That will be done soon. I'm pointing over there because that's my workstation. And that will be done soon. Stay tuned because that's going to help transform your life. It's already helping me transform my life. As I'm putting it together, I'm like, oh my God, all this information that I had before, and I'm just trying to put it all together so it's cohesive. It makes sense. It's sticking together. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Nothing's like, wait a minute, that came out of left field. Where is that come? No, it's all going to make sense. So, and the reason why I'm saying this is because great things, great feats should be prepared for without being rushed. When you rush, you fail. or you feel disappointed. So take time to be, have, and do what you love. This is also to myself. I'm talking to myself here too. Don't let anyone rush you. Let me say that again closer to the camera. Don't let anyone rush you. Anyone. Don't let anyone rush you. Okay. So I'm learning to appreciate life again. I was rushing to get this, to get that, and I don't need to rush anything at all. The slow tortoise won the race. Why? Because he was consistent and never stopped. Consistency maintains the frequency. You heard? Everything that led you to where you are right now is showing you where you belong. It took time, and it'll take more time, and eventually all things will fall into place for you. So let's get started. I don't want to build nothing without purpose, and the reason being is because I've had money. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. I've had money. I've had opportunities to make money in other areas, and I've had opportunities to grow in this area, to build in this area, to do in this area, and I just didn't feel it in my spirit. I've had money, and I was doing things I didn't want to do, and I was like, it's cool. It felt good to have the money. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt good to have the money. But then at some point, it felt fleeting. I was like, damn, I don't want to keep doing this. This is not uplifting to my spirit. This doesn't make me feel good. What I'm doing with you right now, I'm not getting paid for it yet. Keyword being yet. But it fills my spirit. And the more that I do it, the more that I'm here for you guys, the more I keep showing up, the better I feel, because I know that at some point, whoever's out there watching this thing, whoever's out there that's suffering right now is no longer going to suffer, because I've suffered in that problem, in that position, and I've learned how to no longer suffer. So now I can teach you so that you don't have to suffer. And that makes me feel good in my spirit. That I can live with. That I can feel fulfilled by. And so I know the more I give out to the universe, the more I'm going to receive. I'm not giving to you so I can receive. I'm giving because I want to give. This is what I like to give. I could give other things. I don't want to give those things because it feels like I'm giving just to receive. This I could give forever. If you want to know what you can get rich in, learn what you can give for free for the rest of your life and never get paid for. Before we even get to that, because, some people go like, well, passion's not everything. You got to have some type of money income, right? That's true. That's true. You can live your passion and not get paid a dime, until you die. But it ain't a financially fulfilled life. So we're going to teach you how to get financially fulfilled. Okay? Let's get started. It's 3 easy steps. I also got a little bit more paper so that I could, from other people like Jim Rohn and The Richest Man in Babylon and Bob Proctor. So we'll get into that a little bit later. I do want to share this information with you because it's also valuable and important. But now, alas. Can y'all see this whiteboard like that? Yeah, y'all can see that, right? Okay. So, the first thing is the law of compensation. Well, wait a minute. Right? What do I mean by law of compensation? Well, what is compensation? It's compensation. You get compensated for the work that you do. This is a fundamental law of getting paid, right? So you can't get paid if you're not fulfilling this. And there's 3 parts to this. And no, this is not the 3 steps. This is the first step for me. Understanding the law of compensation. 1, is there a need or a desire for what you're providing, right? Is there a need or desire for what? Your skill, service, or product? Is there a need or desire for your skill, service, or product? What do I mean by that? Well, you have a skill, right? Me, right now, is talking to you guys. Is there a need for it? Yeah, there's a need for it. Y'all people need to understand that life is going to life regardless. The sun's going to rise and it's going to fall. The moon's going to rise, it's going to fall, and it's going to keep going whether you like it or not. We all got the same 24 hours. And some of us are sitting around at home complaining like, I don't know why this is happening to me, and I just wish that... That's not going to change anything. It's not going to help. Don't believe me? Do it. Find out if it works for you. See if you get rich off that. It's not going to happen. Nothing in your life will change for the better by you sitting around wallowing and complaining and pity. It's never going to happen. Challenge me on it. Now, so if you have a skill, mine's talking to you, teaching you, right? You have a service, mine's coaching, right? And a product, mine's going to be the book soon. Soon come. Not yet. And I've sold hats and stuff like that in the past. It's nice. We'll do that in the future again. But right now, I want to build something of value for you. So now, is there a desire, right? You don't always have to have something people need. Like, we all need food, so we need to have groceries. We need clothes, so you need to have clothes. But what makes you want to buy this shirt? Why this shirt? Why this phone? Why this marker? Why these things? Why this camera? Why that? Why this eraser? Why these things, right? What is it about these things specifically makes you want them, right? Because when you go down to the grocery store and you walk down the aisle and you see all the different types of bread, you need bread because you need to make a sandwich, but what bread do you want, right? You don't see one bread company go, oh, I can't sell bread because there's already bread all down the aisles. No, they find a way to differentiate themselves, to make themselves stand out, to make themselves identifiable. Why them? If you could learn to find a reason why people want you specifically and not the other person, your competitor, you have a great product. You have a great service. You have a great skill. Second thing is, how is your ability to deliver said product, skill, or service? What is your ability to perform the skill, to perform the service, or deliver the product? Are you the best or the worst, right? Because I might have known Shaniqua for 10 years, and she's been doing my locks for a long time. You know, I cut them and all that, but she's been doing my hair for a very long time. So what makes me want to go to you? Are you better than her? Are you more experienced than her? Do you know patterns differently? Do you know how to style this way or that way? Because she only knows how to do 2-strand twists, and that's all I go to her for. I trust her for that. But maybe I want a different style, and I know you could do that, so I'm going to go to you. What's your ability to do it? Are you able to do something that's greater than the 2-strand twist? This is just a hypothetical example, so apply the scenario to yourself, right? You've known this person for years, your barber, whoever the case person may be, your tailor, this driver, I don't know, whatever the case may be. What makes you out of nowhere be, I might need to do someone different? And what makes you okay making that decision, right? It's their ability. Someone gave you the word of mouth and said, hey, this person's really good at what they do over here. Trust them. And because you trust this person's word, you trust that person's ability now. That can happen. Next thing. And this is mainly for jobs, but also like your own career. What is your level of replaceability? What do I mean by replaceability? How easy is it for someone to replace you, right? You want to get paid at $37 an hour to go bag groceries at Stop and Shop when I can hire someone else at $15 an hour? Bye. What makes you the best bagger at Stop and Shop that I need to keep you at $37 an hour? What would make you be so phenomenal, so great, that I'm going to pay you that much money to stick around? Maybe it's not just your bagging. Maybe it's the way you leave customers feeling and smiling and leaving great reviews for the company. Maybe it's something like the fact that all the managers love you and they say, oh, he's amazing, we're not going to get rid of him, right? I don't know what it is, but whatever the case is, your ability to perform something is going to make it so that you're difficult to replace. So if you're the best at what you're doing to provide a skill, service, or product, it's going to be very difficult to replace you. Tell me I'm lying. No, think about it. Tell me I'm lying. If you're the best barber in the world, hypothetically speaking, you're the best barber in the world, it's going to be very difficult to replace you. And because it's very difficult to replace you, it means you're going to get paid more money. Which brings us to our next part. High and low value skill service products. So that's part one, right? This is part one. The law of compensation. So, part two. Part 2. Ready? Part 2 is very simple. If you provide low value, right? Little to no value, you will receive little to no income. Means the opposite is also true. If you provide a lot right? If you provide a lot to maximum value, you'll get paid a lot to maximum dollars. How do you know if what you're doing is high value or low value? Let's go back to the law of compensation. What is your ability to provide a service, product, or skill that is in high need or high demand, right? So, if your product is in need or is a desire, it'll be in high demand. High demand, right? High demand means a lot of people want it. And your ability to provide it, your ability to provide this demand at a certain amount of value will determine if you get paid more money or less money. So the more in demand something is, and the more value you provide, the more money you get paid. Very simple to understand, right? Here's the trick, though. I'm going to rewrite this so that you understand the next part. Because there's two sections, right? You can get paid low value. You're providing little to no value. Over here, you're providing maximum value. So if you provide little to no value, guess what? You get paid little to no money. And if you're providing maximum value, you're getting paid maximum money. It's important to understand this, right? Because in life, there's a chart that they give us, and they say, these are our expenses, right? This is where we're at in life. This is our expenses. And most people, they match their expenses. They match their income, right? Based off their expenses. And it's like, wait a minute. I'm only getting paid X amount of money right there, and my expenses are damn near the same. How can we make it so that I get more money with the money I'm already making? I'm already growing my money. Why would I want to grow my expenses too? Let me show you what I mean by that. Right? They want you to increase your income and your expenses. Who's they? The powers that be. Now, if you don't want to have them control the way that you think, feel, and do things, right? Keep your expenses minimized while your income continues to grow, right? Look at this point right here. The gap from here and the gap from here are very different. There's more money here to invest with than it was here. But the only reason why is because I maintained my expenses at this level and allowed this income to continue to grow. I'm going to give you a number visual so you see what I'm talking about for those who are number people, right? They say maintain if you make 50K a year, if you make 60K a year, right? Keep your expenses at 50K. If you make 70K a year, keep your expenses at 50K. If you make 80K a year, keep your expenses at 50K. If you make 90K a year, keep your expenses, guess what? At 50K. If you notice over here, right? 60 to 50, that's a 10K difference. 70 to 50, that's a 20K difference. 80 to 50, that's a 30K difference, 40K difference. Keep going, right? If you notice, each time you keep your expenses the same, your money increases. That means this money you have here is going to be used for the third part. The third part, which anyone can apply at any point in their life, no matter where they're at. And sometimes you don't need excess income. Sometimes you got to take that leap of faith and take that risk and just use what you have as you have it until you can get to where you want, right? Sometimes it's not going to be as easy, cut dry for you to be like, oh, I don't have the money. I only make 30K a year. I get it. I've been there, bro. Trust me, I get it. You have to figure it out. You have to take that risk because nothing in your life is going to change unless you change something. And the only time something in your life changes for you is when you change for you. So, let's get to this next part real quick. This is the third part, and then we're done. Basically, whatever money you get paid, I don't care if it's on the low value or high value, right? Low income, high income. You get paid more money based on the value you provide. You provide more value, you get paid more money. So, with the money you do have, though, there's a mindset that people have. And Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the book talks about this from Robert Kiyosaki. There's a poor mindset, poor dad, and there's a rich mindset, rich dad. Poor mindset people, they get paid and they pay expenses, liabilities, bills, right? Everything we've been taught to do. I get paid, I gotta pay my phone bill. I gotta pay my house bill. I gotta pay this bill. All this shit we've been conditioned to think is fucking normal, and it's not. This is what's keeping us poor, though, right? And we think this cycle's gonna end. No, we get paid, we pay our bills. Guess what? No money. None. Zero. Zilch. Nada. ¿Qué estás haciendo? What are you doing? Like, what is this? What is this? This is nothing. It's terrible. It's annoying. And I hated this cycle. Because then I have to go back over here and make that money again. And I didn't like it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this job. I don't want to be here. What do I do? Ugh. Now, there's another side to this though, right? So, you can start over here with the low income money and still do the same thing over here. Now, if you have more money and you go down this pipe over here, you'll probably do the same thing where you pay all your expenses, liabilities. You might have a little bit of money in your savings account after. A little bit after, right? Because you have money extra. Savings account. I promise you, there is not a single thing you can do in this world. Andrew Tate said, you can literally have all your bills and expenses paid for the whole year. And you can make $5,000 a week, right? Everything's paid for. Your house, your car, your food, your groceries, your bills, your gym, your laundry, everything you could possibly imagine is paid for. And on top of that, you're making $5,000 a week passively, right? Meaning you're not working for it. At the end of the year, you still wouldn't have $1 million. You'd only have $250,000. You cannot save your way to riches. It's not possible. So, what do? What's the solution? Come on, HB, the life coach, talk to me. Give me the game, ghost. I love that fucking shit. Now, here's what we're gonna do, right? You get paid, and it's easier to do this when you have a high value income because you have higher income. You have high demand skill, service, or product. You have people that want you because you're the best at what you do. So, meaning you get paid more money. So, if you don't have the high demand skill, value, or product, whatever, it's cool. You can still do this with whatever money you have now. So this person, they have a different mindset than this person. You know what? Because they have a different mindset, we're going to use a different color. We're going to use a different color. Green for money. Haha. Okay. This person goes, hey, I want to have more money, but I don't want to be the one working for it. So why don't I put my money to work for me? This person goes and invest their money into assets. What kind of assets? Cash flow producing assets. Right? Cash flow wealth producing assets. What does that do? It means that when you put this money in here, yes, you lose the money. Yes, over here you lost the money. So over here you left with $0. But over here, you bought something that's going to gain you more money. So once you're done here, guess what? You actually added money to your pocket. So even though I invested in this product, or business or whatever the case may be, I bought something that's going to make me more money. So now I'm sleeping and I'm making money, or I'm working less or less energy, less time, less attention, and I'm producing more income. So now I have more money over here to invest in other assets, other cash flow producing assets. And so what do? I buy even more, right? And guess what? I get even more now, right? Because this is still here. This is still producing money. This is also producing money. And look at it. I keep making more streams of income. Boom, 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 boom. I keep buying more and more. Yes, I'm losing money. I'm going broke to get rich. Listen clearly. I'm going broke to get rich. I'd rather go broke to get rich than go broke to go broke. Going broke to go broke is getting money and buying liabilities like clothes, shoes, the freshest shit that you can ever rock so you can impress the Joneses next door. I'm not doing any of that. But I am going to buy vending machines, ATMs, houses. I'm going to buy businesses. I'm going to buy products that people want, like sneakers that I can flip, right? I'm going to sell cars. I'm going to sell speakers, laptops, whatever the hell I can to make more money, right? I know people out there selling coquito, cremas, right? Whatever you want to sell. Whatever you want to sell. People out there with coolers and ice in it in the middle of summer with bottles of water. There's guys on the highway with flowers and they're selling it to you. Why? Because they understand the game. They don't have to work a 9 to 5, but they're going to sell you something, right? So this stream of income has now become a river, a flow of income. And at some point, I can quit whatever the hell it is I'm doing over here for a job, a 9 to 5. Okay. So unfortunately, the camera definitely had the battery die, and I had to switch that out just now. So if that's in the video, that's in the video. If it's not, cool. Now, again, I was talking about this, right? The flow, I'm losing money here, boop, 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 to buy something that's going to produce more income. So I'm going broke, I'm losing money to gain a product, something that's going to give me more money. So this can be dividends. Now, people are going to ask you, well, so what can I invest in? What can I buy that's going to make me more money? And before I even get to that part, people ask me too, well, what could I do to have a high value, high in demand service or product or skill? We could get into that too. These are excellent questions. I'm glad you guys are asking them. Like I can hear you through the screen or something. But no, I've taught this lesson before, so I know people ask these questions, and I got you guys. Don't worry. Right, so. All right, what is a high in demand skill, service, or product? I'll tell you right now, copywriting. I don't know if I spelled that right. Copywriting, right? You could do marketing, online marketing, and these are like low-key skills and services, right? People always gonna need their hair done. You know, our community, we don't play that stuff. Hair gotta look nice, clean, and fresh. I never cared about societal standards of beauty, but I know a lot of people in our community do. Let's not play that. Gotta look good. Products. For me or for you, right? High in demand products. Let's look at Apple. Whew. Right? Let's look at delivery services. Right? If you look at Uber, they were able to provide an entire service, right? Some of the best companies, actually, we'll talk about that. Some of the best companies, they don't have any of the products. Facebook has the greatest news outlet ever, and they produce no content. We do. We produce all of it for them, right? Uber has the largest taxi company in the world. They own no cars. Well, that was true for a long time, but they own cars now. And they use other people's cars. If you look at Airbnb, largest hotel company in the world, own no hotels. Their service is unique specifically because they're utilizing the products of other people and they're utilizing the skills of other people to do to create a framework and make it easy, make it a system so that other people could tap in and utilize the framework and leverage the system for their benefit. In that leveraging it, they get paid as the middleman. Middleman is one of the greatest ways to get paid. This person needs something. You know this person that can fulfill it. You say, hey, I'm going to connect you to this person. Just give me a little piece of money. You get paid. So, products that are high in demand are things that people want, people need, right? So we all need food. But what makes it high in demand when it's a certain type of food, right? The quality. What are the ingredients making of it, right? I know right now that if I go to the store and buy a watermelon that's seedless, that's going to be worth the same price as a regular watermelon at any other store. But if I want to get a black seeded watermelon where I live currently, oh, they're going to charge an arm and a leg. I remember last summer it was like $22. This summer it was like $30. Like, bro, $30 for a watermelon I'm going to have one time? But then it's such in high demand. It's a product that's high in demand. Everyone's willing to pay $30 for it. So the price went up. Inflation, everything's going up. We have to learn how to make more money so that we can match inflation and not beat it. Products that are high in demand are things that people need and want. Skills that are high in demand are skills that people want and need. Again, it's all the same thing. But what is it that's high in demand? I'm going to tell you very simple. I'm going to ask you a question. Go on Google and be like, hey, what's a high in demand product in 2024? Ask again on ChatGPT. What is a high in demand product in 2024? But you want to be preemptive with your thoughts. You don't want to think about right now. You want to think about the future. What will be a high in demand skill, service, or product come 2025? Learn that this year while you're in this year of 2024, because it's only a couple months left. Or apply it and study all 2025 so you can learn what it is for 2026 and be advanced. Everything is going to computers right now. Everything is going digital right now. So learn some type of software skill. Learn some type of programming skill. Learn some type of robotic skill. Learn some type of computing skill. I promise you, it won't hurt you. Now, what are cash flow producing assets that you can invest in? What do you want to do that makes you feel good? What do you love to do? What do you love to have? What do you love to be? Find a way to monetize it, right? Now, I'm going to say a couple things from Jim Rohn because literally changed the game for me. Transformed everything. He said, profits are better than wages. Profits are better than wages. He said, and I didn't write this one down. He said, and it's connected to this line directly. Profits are better than wages. He goes, wages will earn you a living. Sales will earn you a fortune. After I heard that, my mind blew because it was so true. I look back at all the times in my life when I had money. It's because I sold Jamaican beef patties, candy, snacks, my lunches at school with my friends, right? If I didn't sell that, I sold something else. If I didn't sell that, I sold something else. I've sold hats. I've sold clothes. I've sold photography services. I've sold food. I've sold so many different things in my life. And I'm like, wait a minute. I've always made more money selling, and I've made it easier selling than it was going to a 9-to-5. And I had more fun doing it through this than I did through that, right? So as I've developed myself as a coach to speak online digitally and to speak in person, I've always had this camera with me. And because I had this camera with me, people are like, oh my God, are you a photographer? And I've always been able to use the camera since I was a young kid because my foster dad at every family holiday said, Imani, take the camera and record everything. That was his accent. Don't ask me with him. And I took the camera and I was forced to record. I didn't like it. So growing up, I was like, I don't want to do photography for other people. I just want to do it for me, right? And then it gets to the point where like, you know what? Nah, I got y'all. I'm going to take care of you. And so I started doing photography for real. And it's a lucrative business. It's very easy to get into. If you guys want to get into some type of skill, grab a camera, use your phone. People don't really take you seriously if you use your phone, though. You're not going to go to an event and be like, yeah, I'm a photographer, and you're using your phone like everyone else is. Grab a camera, invest in yourself. Learn, study. I have people take pictures, be modeling for you so you can take pictures. Going off a tangent right now. Going back to what Jim Rohn said, right? So he says, no man can become rich without himself enriching others. This is not Jim Rohn. This is Andrew Carnegie, but Jim Rohn talked about it. No man can become rich without himself enriching others. You want to receive things from people like money, Well, you first have to pour something into them called value. What are you giving to them? What are you providing for them? What is it you're doing? You have to deliver something of value, something of substance, something of adornment to this individual, not to you, to them, right? How do you get this person to want what you have? You don't have to get them to want it. They either want it or they don't. So if they want it, you just naturally say, hey, I got it for you. And they'll want it. They'll flood toward you. And if it's good, they'll send more people to you. You ain't never seen nobody advertise a commercial for Mercedes. And you ain't never seen a crackhead, you never seen no crack advertise either. Both of them sell itself. Crack sell itself, Mercedes sell themselves. They don't need no commercials. When the product's good, it sells itself. So, your income is directly related to your philosophy, not the economy. Most people want to work a 9-to-5 thinking that's the only way out. But I just told you mathematically and explained to you that it's impossible to save your way to riches. You cannot save your way to riches. You have to invest and sell in order to get rich. It's impossible any other way. So if you don't think that way, you're never going to have it. So either you have the mindset or you don't. You either have the embodiment of the actions or you don't. It's never the economy. It's never going to be the economy's fault why you are where you are. You are where you are because the programming and conditioning you were taught from your childhood led you to this point in life. And if, as an adult, it's your responsibility to change that paradigm, change that thinking, change that way of mindset and attitude, and alter it so that you can actually succeed in life. It's up to you. See, it's not your fault why you're here, but it will be your fault why you stay. Last but not least, success is something you develop, you attract, something you become. So the whole key to unlock all the treasures is by your personal development. And because I'm a self-help coach, I'm going to help you with that. Soon as this book's done, I love y'all. Be patient with me, please. Design your own personal life. Be your own person. What does it mean by that? Yo, you either fight for the life you want to have or accept the life you're given. It's that simple. I was given a life that was, right? I experienced foster care, so I experienced losing my entire family at 6 years old. That shit was terrible. It hurt me. It broke my heart and my spirit. I cried and prayed for years. And then I went through multiple homes, and I like, oh my God, connect with this family, disconnect. Connect with this family, disconnect. And it has an effect on you, right? And then I'd seen people die. I've seen people get murdered. I've seen people commit suicide. And then that also has an impact on you because I'm close to these individuals, right? And then people move and things like that, or you just don't rock with this person the same way you used to. Things happen in life. Nothing is going to be permanent. And that's the one thing that's permanent. Everything changes. And so I had to realize that I was born into a life that wasn't ideal for me. Now, some of you guys have a life that's ideal for you. This reality of mine is not something I wanted to have all the time. So I fought. I changed things. I changed myself. I grew. I developed. I knew that I had to become something better or different in order for my life to become better. Rohn says, if you want your life to improve, you have to improve. There's another person that says, when things change inside of you, things change around you. And that's where I got my slogan. Nothing changes unless you change. You want your life to get better? You have to be the reason why it gets better. You have to go and get better. Nothing in your life will get better unless you get better. It's all up to you. Who's going to come and make your life better for you more than you are? Who's going to believe in your life to get better more than you are? Who's going to come and say, hey, let me put money in your pocket more than you? Tell me. And I will bow and fold and be like, oh my God, you got it right. I don't think anyone's going to come and do more for you than you, other than your parents. And at some point, they're gone too. Now, fortunately for me, I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have the family structure like fully the way some people do. So I had to see this early on and be like, yo, who's going to save me? Who's going to come help me out? Who's going to do this for me? And that's an entitled thinking, right? Thinking someone's going to do something for me. No, nobody. I had to figure it out. I had to tap into myself. I had to tap into my own resources. And then I had to realize closed mouths don't get fed. It's one thing to be independent. It's another thing to be interdependent. You want to get rich? Work with people. You don't have all the answers. You don't have all the skills. But you have to develop yourself to become a person that's attractive enough for other people to want to work with you. So, with that being said, last but not least, Bob Proctor said, this is affirmation, and I do believe in affirmations because they help reshape your subconscious mindset. And there's a quote that says, if you give me a boy between the ages of 0 to 7, I'll show you the man he'll become. That's because everything you were taught between the ages of 0 to 7 is like a sponge that's being absorbed and soaked in all that knowledge. Sometimes that type of thinking that was set by your parents, by your caretakers, by your school, by your teachers, by your coaches, by your friends, your neighbors, sometimes their thinking, their limitations and fears, that their beliefs in their subconscious were programmed into your subconscious and conditioned you to think and be fearful or limited in your behaviors, in your antics, in your drive, and your desires. And sometimes it crushed your spirit, just like it did for me at some points in my life, right? And if you don't rewire that thinking, if you don't reshape that subconscious thinking to make it ideal for you, you'll always follow the default programming. You'll always do what you were instilled to do, what you were conditioned to do, what you were taught to do. And you won't think for yourself consciously, be aware why you do it. And you'll just keep doing it over and over and over again, wondering, why is nothing in my life changing? Because you haven't changed here. You have to change this mindset, change your attitude of life, and have a more what the hell? You have to have a more positive mental attitude every single day. Wake up with a positive mental attitude. Think about all the things that could happen. See, we think about how everything could fail, and then it leads towards that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? They call that psychology, self-fulfilling prophecy. You could think about something, all the wrong things, and it can happen. But why not think about all the great things that could happen? All the best things that are possible. Everything that could work in your favor. Why not? Why not you? So, here's the affirmation that we can utilize to help us. And this is from Bob Proctor. He goes, money is attracted to me. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. He goes, affirm this. Is there more? Is there more? I just want to make sure I give you everything. I want to make sure I give you everything. Oh, yeah. I want to see if there's a lady luck here from the... Oh, you should also grab this book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a great book. So, there's a chapter here. They talk about the 5 laws of gold. I'm not going to read that right now. You could do that another time. But I'm going to talk about the luckiest man in Babylon. I have 3 quotes here. It says, remember, work well done. Remember this. Work well done does good to the man who does it. It makes him a better man. Again, who you become in the process is much better than what you receive in the process. And what you receive is going to be greater in what you become than what you could ever receive in this world. Act like a free man and succeed like one. I'm telling you, I didn't like the chains of a 9 to 5, so I quit my job and I'm pursuing this full time. Because I believe in myself finally, I believe in you guys, and I was tired of suffering from the things that I went through in the past. And so I know that you guys are suffering still too, and I don't want you guys to suffer. It really makes me cry and breaks my heart. And if you ask my mentor, my lady, my friends, my brothers, everyone in my life, I really do cry and get sentimental when I see that people in this world are still suffering, people are still hurt. And I know sometimes it's because I'm not helping you right now. And I know I can't save everybody. I know I can't help everyone, but I gotta give it my best shot. I have to, because I don't want you to live in suffering the way that I did in the past too. And last but not least, work proveth to be thy best friend. There's a verse in the Bible that goes, faith without work is dead and work without faith is dead. You cannot absently work. You also cannot have no faith in what you're doing. When you believe something is going to work out, you take action. And when you don't believe it's going to work out, you take no action. You're stagnant. Fear will make you frozen. It will immobilize you. It will make you stay limited. Faith will get you moving, get you going, get you grooving. And sometimes you might feel fear and think it's fear, and it's really excitement. It's okay to face your fears in life. It's okay. I've faced my fear so many times, and every time I do, I feel better, stronger, more spiritually connected to God, more uplifted in myself, more connected to myself, more driven, more determined, more resilient, more persistent, more everything. Fear is a limitation, right? It's an emotion, but it is a limitation. Danger is real. Fear is an emotion. You should always conquer your fears. Never let fear determine what you're supposed to do or what you're not supposed to do. And last but not least, I understand that this whole finance thing was a lot, and some of you guys are wondering, how do I change my life? How do I do this when I'm in this position? You should never allow your circumstances currently to predict or determine how you're going to move in the future. If you want to have a goal or a vision, close your eyes. Imagine anything you could ever want to be, and then decide this is where you want to go and follow it. It might not happen exactly in the time frame you want it to, but it will happen the more you continually to work for it. I believe in you. I really do. Remember, nothing changes unless you change. As always, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Peace, kings.